take notes. If some people,
he's not at all paying attention. And we're live.
Oh, and we are live. See, you should have been watching.
I was.
All right. Hey, that's on me this time. Hey, listen, this is the CSRN Weekend Review, our weekly podcast where we talk about the things that we've done last week, the things that we're working on right now, which is really starting on time and looking like we're ready when they say go. I didn't even see them say go. All right, it is what it is.
Okay, though. I mean, we needed some laughter to start the show. It's about to be the end of the year. We got
two more? Okay,
two more shows.
Okay. Left. Hey, what we're gonna do right now? We're gonna have them put a timer up.
We got some guests in the building, so you may have some stuff in the background.
I hope not, but anyway, we'll put some music on, and hey. All right, we are back. This is the CSRN weekend review. I'm Brother Washington Muhammad. I use the pronouns he and him. I'm an active and registered member of the Nation of Islam here locally and one of the co-founders of CSRN, along with Mike Leonardi and Jabril Bey. You can still hit them up on Facebook. 7 years ago, really 8, Jody.
Yeah.
8 years ago, those two brothers had an idea that just regular people could speak truth to power, and they didn't necessarily have to be pastors, preachers, politicians, or professionals. They just got the facts together and they said, "Hey, look, let's have this event." And they called me in later on to help organize it. It was at the Doug. This was in 2014, maybe August or September, and they called it community. Yeah, they called it Community Solidarity Day. I had no idea that it was going to be what we're doing now, and so thanks to them. So for today, what am I wearing? I have on my brown rim glasses, and also check out Christian Moncrief from Optical Clicks in Between. She drives that bus, and look, she got all the stuff in there. All right, don't be going to those other places that I'm not naming. Go see my sister Christian. I've got on my beads today, and my brother Shaheem Hampton. You'll see him at Kwanzaa on the 26th. He's going to have his table. This brother sells the best, all right? Like, he just got the best stuff, all right? I'll see you outside. You know where we at. I've got on my black shirt, and as always, I'm dedicated to respecting, protecting, and defending all black bodies, no matter the cost, no matter the gains or losses. It's the home of Black Lives Matter and justice or else. I think that I said all I needed to say, Jody. If you could introduce yourself, it looks like you got maybe 3 more wristbands, and I don't know what that is hanging from your neck, but hey, look, could you introduce yourself? What are you wearing?
What's up, everybody? Jody J. Summers, child assistant, better known as Focus. I'm the treasurer of this wonderful organization that has been going on and going on and going on. We're not just here for the attention or the ambulance chasing or the cars problems. We're here for the longevity and trying to build something that other people can grow from. If you're out there listening, whether you be on Spotify, YouTube, or Facebook, because if you are driving, that coming home and everything like that, we're right about dinner time. So
that's right.
Like getting off. I am a big brown-skinned bear of a man that is covered in tattoos, crystals, and stones, and I guess brand building that I've been able to create by not being one of those politicians, teachers, or professionals and through the process.
Okay, all right. Name them all, huh?
All right. So through the process of this, I actually became, oddly enough, all 3. I am an elected official. I am a professional in what I do for writing books, inspired to plays, and performing, and I am a Buddhist priest. Okay. All of that stuff wouldn't have came about had I not gone from the foundation or goal, which was kind of us, finding communion and community and people that wanted to do stuff as just elevating themselves to some level where they were not. At all. But anyway, that is me in a nutshell. As you can tell, I'm kind of long-winded, but some of the stuff that we do in this takes a lot of work. To be here 8 years plus. This being a very long organization after me and Brother Washington, or Julian, or any of the people that you've seen over the years meet and break bread with us and come up with ideas to better our community. So here's some of how that gets done. It's our mission statement that Washington will be leading our guiding principles. Again, we got some guests in the building, so we don't want to interrupt you too long. And
right to it.
Oh, wait, then, yeah, shameless plug. The hat that is into when I was saying clothing and branding and stuff like that. That is my artwork that turned into books, that turned into clothing, that turned into.
We're gonna when we come back, we're gonna talk about later on talk about some of the books that you got right here at my Burns Library.
Yeah, and even some of the authors, my author friend here
Okay.
that is also a librarian, she just had her first book signed. We'll talk about all that good stuff.
All right.
But here is our mission statement. A way if you are starting anything out in life, whether it be a foundation, a
Yeah.
nonprofit, insurance company, or anything like that, you gotta have some ground. Things are gonna shake you.
I seem to be there. All right. Go ahead.
We are the Community Solidarity Response Network of Toledo, formed on November 25th, 2014. Today, that killer, the Ferguson, Missouri police officer, of Michael Brown, an unarmed teenager, would not be indicted. We bring awareness to the injustices experienced by Black men, women, and children who are disproportionately murdered, attacked, provoked, harassed by law enforcement. Police brutality has to end. We bring awareness to the fact that most often police brutality goes without consequence or accountability. Police impunity has to end. We utilize the tactics of protest, civil disobedience, event disruption, and citizen advocacy to give voice to those who are otherwise voiceless. To facilitate progressive, community-based events that help foster self-development, and we discuss measures to hold local leadership accountable to their sworn duty. Be they politician, clergy, law enforcement, educators, etc., etc. We want justice, equal justice under the law. We want justice applied equally to all, regardless of class, creed, or color. All lives matter. Black lives, yes, Black lives matter. And justice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
All right. We're gonna get right into our guiding principles, and before we get to our guiding principles, I wanted to go ahead and get our Nguzo Saba's our seventh principle word of today, which is Kujishagalia. That means self-determination, and that's define it, define ourselves, name ourselves, and create for ourselves and speak for ourselves. We'll talking about that a little bit later on. These are the CSRN guiding principles, brother. Jody talked about our mission statement, and that's what we stand on. That way, no one from outside of our community can come in and change our purpose. We already got it. All right. Help. Hey, they running that. All right, not like that. These are our guiding principles. All Black lives matter. Queer Black lives, trans Black lives, formerly and presently incarcerated Black lives, or working class Black lives, differently able Black lives, Black men and women lives, immigrant Black lives, Black elderly and children lives. All Black lives matter and are the creators of this space. We throw no one under the bus. We rise together. Ashe?
Say,
And Ashe means one who changes a thing, one who makes a thing happen. Oh, in the studio, can they say Ashe too?
yes, they
All
can.
right, all right. Thriving instead of surviving. Our vision is based on the world we want, not the one we're currently in. We seek to transform, not simply react. We want our people to thrive, not just exist. Think beyond the possible. Ashe?
Ashe.
Experimentation and innovation must be built into our work. Embrace the best tools, practices, and tactics, and leave those behind that no longer serve us. Ashe?
Ashe.
Experimentation and innovation must be built into our work. And I said that before. Felt good to say it again because we've been using the wrong tools. Ashe, all right? Evaluation and assessment must be built into our culture. Critical reflection must be a part of all of our work. We learn from our mistakes and our victories. Ashe?
Ashe.
Principal struggle can exist in a positive environment. We must be honest with one another by embracing direct, loving communication. Ashe?
Ashe.
Love, self-love is practiced in every element of all we do. Love and self-love must be a driver of our work and an indicator of our success. Without this principle and without healing, we will harm each other and undermine our movement. Ashe?
Ashe.
360-degree vision. We honor past struggles and wisdom from elders. The work we do today builds the foundations of movements of tomorrow. We consider our mark on future generations.
I say,
Self-care means we build resilient spaces by budgeting time, energy, and resources for healing. Self-care is a regular, consistent, intentional, and essential practice.
I say,
The most directly affected people are experts at their own lives and should be in leadership at the center of our movement and telling their stories directly.
I say,
Training and leadership development should be fundamental. Our movement must constantly grow and leadership must constantly multiply.
I say.
Hey, Jody, before we take a short break, we've been doing this for 8 years. If you could think of one protest or one event that we had that kind of stands out for you, what would that be?
It's always probably going to pop up on when we like all came together downtown in front of the police station. What was it? Heyday.
Hey, 20th.
Yeah, Heyday is, I guess, an accumulation of how the world sees it. I mean, we protested for years. We even did so much where we interrupted the YouTube performance and they called us back the next year to be the actual activists. Like,
That's right.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, we did that.
And yeah, out of that, because we still have a lot more stuff going. With spoiler, we might be doing some passports for some kids in the near future as a way to continue like we've done with the awards and the scholarships and the movie theaters. And I had other people to start doing these little pop-up movie theaters. So,
All right.
yeah, that's definitely May Day.
All right, let's take a short break. We'll be right
I
back.
always forget to ask the question himself. I'm calling him out on this today. What is yours?
Man, Black Lives Matter Day.
Okay, the beginning.
I think that was in April of 2015, maybe a few months before the 20th anniversary of the Million Man March, Justice Burrell, and we had the Ku Klux Klan coming to Toledo, and the city of Toledo was protecting them.
Yep.
So there was a lot of people that were upset about that, but we knew it was a trap because I was there in 2005 when they brought them here and protected them. So what we did, we put together an alternative event, and we had some vans to go get the people
and pick them up,
music and bring them back.
Vendors and all kinds of stuff. It was beautiful.
Yeah, so
I still didn't like being on camera back then.
We still don't now. Hey, look, put me on the spot, but anyway, hey, look, we're gonna take a short break. Be right back. This is the CSRN Weekend Review. Be right back.
Hey, I'm Dr. P. Not only am I a leadership coach, I'm a change agent and I'm a race scholar. I've used my study of race to dismantle systems and organizations, but I also use that to help you as the individual become a better leader for your families and for your community.
All right, we are back. Jody just put his big old head right in the camera, man. Well, anyway, hey, look, we are back. This is CSRN, our weekend review. I know you know this brother right here. If you follow him on Facebook, a couple of weeks ago, he said that he was stopped by a train. Brother took a selfie. He had these expensive shades on, $2,500 sport coat. You know, the hate, I'll tell you, the hate was real that day. Man, I took all my clothes back to Goodwill. But brother, could you introduce yourself, who you are, and what do you do?
Well, Brian Hayward, Sr., unofficially earned the nickname the Bear of Toledo.
Yes, sir.
Never
Yes,
ran for office, have no desire to, but unofficially, I guess because of the amount of people I know,
yes, sir.
willing to put myself out there to other individuals other than myself. Professionally, I'm known as an insurance agent.
Okay.
I got into insurance because doing community, I think how many of our brothers and sisters are dying had to fund to raise funds for burial. I said, hey, maybe I can have a couple of insurance agents that I knew come and talk. But they said they didn't have the time.
Man.
So, mind you, this is 2013, around there. I decided to go out and get my license myself. My first license I got was called property casualty.
Okay.
And then I got into the industry, wanted to learn the business, I go with my own. And just recently, probably a year and a half, 2 years ago, I obtained my license. Just recently opened up my own insurance agency. Now I have to say for this reason, anything that I say has no reflection on the company that I represent. My words are my words, so I want to make sure that's understood.
Put it out there. All right.
But yeah, I just recently acquired my own agency April of this year, and it's been a roller coaster. It's been a roller coaster ride, to say the least. You know, but it's been fun. It's been fun, and I wouldn't change anything because I'm all about the community, Toledo, ensuring that everyone is afforded the same benefit when it comes to insurance, and that they understand it. So not only is my goal to make sure everyone is insured, but educated.
Right. You know, I think last week we talked about insurance, and we talked about the stigma that's attached. I've got family, and we've had because so many people think different. Well, I really don't need it now. I don't know what we're thinking. Why do you think there's so much of a stigma attached to us being insured and looking at insurance as something important?
One, I think the conversations are not the same as they are at our Caucasian counterparts. Their dinner table.
All right.
And the importance that we look at the Caucasian community, a lot of wealth is created generationally and passed down. Life insurance is an intricate part of that because policy is established, and then if loved one passed on, that money is passed down to generations.
Wow, I've never experienced that in my family. You know, when my dad passed, we didn't have those spaghetti dinners.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was it.
Right.
All he left us was a loan. I think that was a song. Rolling Stone. All right. All right. All he left, you know, love my dad, but, you know, hey, how would he know if no one had that conversation with him? No one had that conversation with me until I started meeting people like you. Right. All right.
And that's where the conversation has to take place. A lot of people don't like to have that conversation. It's a hard conversation.
It is.
Talking about, you know, the death of yourself or a loved one.
Right.
But there's something to always say. You're not getting out alive.
No one makes it out alive.
Life insurance is not for those that's passing on, but it's called life insurance for those that are left behind, so that they can continue with their life without missing a beat financially. You know, you already lose that love. And then you have to suffer because you don't have the finances.
Wow.
You know, then you have the potential to have a home, cars, get to college, things of that nature. Now you have this debt,
Right.
that you go from a two-party breadwinner or just a one household. Imagine being a one household breadwinner and the kids are just totally dependent on
That's
that
right.
single
That's
mother,
right.
single father, and they pass on. And there's nothing there but debt. And I want to change that narrative. You know, if you look at and Forbes stated 33% of African American households feel that insurance is over expensive.
Yeah.
But they overestimated the cost
Yeah.
of it because 64% of white households had the opposite
Wow.
thought, that it was affordable. Where our households are thinking that it's not affordable. And it really is.
And when you talk about those reports, those were the ones reported. So that 33% of Black households that think that insurance is too expensive, that number could be higher.
It could be
be
this is
much
a
higher.
report from 2022.
Yeah, it could be higher. We're talking about insurance. What in your field, what are some of the feel good or achievement moments that you've seen regarding making people aware, people getting it, and people benefiting from the products that you have?
I got a phone call Sunday. I'm at home watching Dallas Cowboys.
I'm sorry to hear that,
You know,
but okay. All right.
And I get a phone call. Actually, I'm sorry. I get a message. I hear the ding.
Okay.
So I check it. It says, hey, when you get a chance, give me a call. Someone I grew up in the neighborhood
All right.
said, hey, man, I see you take care of this. I see you talk about life insurance. I have a couple of policies, but I want to buy one.
Oh wow.
So that let me know that what I'm doing is making an impact. Because I always say that, Brother Washington, I don't want to be popular. I want to be impactful. You can keep the popular
Yes,
over
sir.
there.
Yes, sir.
Sit me at the table with the people that's impactful. I want to make a difference. That when I pass on, I don't care if it's just one policy that I go through. At least I wrote one. You know, to make a difference in someone's household that they don't have to suffer financially, and their loved ones don't have to suffer financially when they pass on. So, you know, that was a real good moment. You know, and I don't think anything that's awesome. You know, I come from humble beginnings. I'm the youngest of the I've been home. You know, I grew up in Boston. I know what it's like. You know, I'm not to my own horn or anything like that, but you know, I was having a conversation with my son today, and I said the things I speak about, I speak on because I've been there, right? You know, and that's why I give back. I volunteer, you know, Volunteer United with other nonprofits.
And even being on here, you know, being on here with us, talking about this. Hopefully, some of us in the activist community and a part of protest culture, Black lives also mean insured Black lives. We might and add that to our guiding principle that insured Black lives matter too. I wanted to ask you this because this is one of the frequently asked questions whenever I try to figure out insurance, which I know little about, but I don't mind saying that. What about people that say, well, I'm going to die anyway, or I'm going to take all mine with me? So, what are some of the things that you say when some of us are openly ignorant? Do you have any comeback to that? So, next time someone says that to me, I can say, well, Brian Hayward Sr. told me this. What do you say when it comes like that?
You know, some of the questions that I ask regarding any form of insurance, what is the life? If you pass away, what is the amount of liability? If you're driving your car and you hit someone, you have enough coverage. you hear a lot of people say, "Hey, I got full coverage, but you only have state minimum." You hit 3 or 4 cars and cause a roller coaster accident. That state minimum now is not enough anymore. You got to pay out of pocket. So life insurance is kind of the same thing. You know, you can have kids in college, you can have a debt, um, uh, you can have a mortgage. You know, so you want to look at all these things and ensure you have a proper coverage.
I've never looked at it. Never looked at
You
it.
have a lot of people say, well, my family is very, well, why do you put that burden on you?
And that's happening. That's happening
A lot.
That's happening.
I mean, I hear all the excuses.
Yeah.
I don't make sense. Well, let's sit down and do anything. And Jody said it earlier, you have to have a mission statement.
Right.
In your household, what is your mission statement
Wow.
for your household, for your family?
You hear that, family? I'm going home and I'm making a mission statement. And I know my wife will change it. But anyway, we need a mission statement.
In
Our
our home,
family, of course, I'm not going to take credit for this, but family, we need a family mission statement. We need, what are we about in this family? What are our goals? Right? Consider
Next
that
question.
consider that stolen. Yes, sir.
You have insurance in your home? If it's stolen,
I don't know. I'd have to ask my wife.
I would probably say
I'd have to ask.
if your wife took care of it, I'm quite sure you
I'd have
would.
to ask because just recently we had some issues going on with T-Mobile and some of the things that was going on with my phone. I do have some policies there, but I told you on the phone, look, she's the person
Right.
that will answer.
So what you're saying then, and I've been in sales for 30 plus years, 85% of the decision making in the family home, husband and wife, 85% of the decisions made by the wife.
Okay, well,
You know, and at the end of the day,
yeah, I'm right
so,
there.
So
You hear that? You bet. I ain't on here capping. All right, like I was last week. Said I run this thing. All right, no. I'm sorry, baby. All right. As soon as I wrap up with Jody, you already know what it is. All right. So,
but I asked the question about the phone. I would say eight out of 10 have insurance in their phone. They don't have life.
you hear that, family? 80% of us have insurance on our phone. But what's more valuable?
Bingo.
Get a phone. I'm probably gonna get that. Can I get a new phone? All right. I can get a new phone almost any time. Can I get another life? Some people think it's one and done. I ain't never seen somebody come back for a do-over.
Now, I'll say it again. Life insurance is for the living. You got to live your life right. It's going to determine where you go, heaven or hell. You can't pay to get in either one. So life insurance policy don't help you there.
Hey, no.
Life insurance is for your. If you have kids,
I was just going to ask you that question. All right. All right.
If you have kids,
Yes,
you have
sir.
a wife, it's for anyone. Me, especially
That's some good man talk. A lot of us talk.
if we're going to talk about being leaders of our community, then we need to start leading right.
Man.
We can't halfway do
right
something.
there.
I had to catch myself before I stay
Yeah, we've been halfway doing stuff. All right.
We can no longer halfway do stuff. The trend has changed so much.
Yeah.
I'm probably getting off script here, but if you go back to the 70s,
it's all good.
The family, the dynamics of the family was a two-parent family home. When do we become so comfortable with transitioning to just putting the burden on the woman? I don't understand it.
Well, that's going to be our next podcast, brother. All right, that's going to be our next podcast. That's the question.
And I apologize for getting off script.
No, you on script. All right, anything we say on this podcast is on script. But that's an important question that a lot of us know and have to have the testicular fortitude to say the answer. All right, we already know what it is. That's why we're doing this podcast right now. We already know why we're dying and it looks like there's a GoFundMe or chicken dinner every week. So what's the solution? Having those hard conversations that we're having here with Brian Hayward Jr. Hey, listen, before we
Senior.
Senior.
Give my son no credit because he gonna be like, yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah, he will.
Son.
My son will take that and run with it.
All right. Hey, son, go ahead. Look in that lockbox. All right. Take what you want. All right. Hey, listen, let's we had a picture up there.
Are you looking for? Can I say a couple of
Yeah, sure.
So 106 million adults are without. 22% of them are women.
Yeah.
11% overall are men. 64% age 58 or older do not have life insurance.
Wow.
18 to 25-year-olds, only 9% of them have life insurance. Blacks have an interest in a financial advisor, but are more likely to seek advice on social media.
That's true.
When you have professionals in the field that's willing to give you the advice for free, you're going to social media to get the advice.
I saw somebody asking some question on this my post. I need help. Can you come in on Facebook? All right, okay, all right. That's what we're doing. And listen, we got the picture up there. Looks like American Family Insurance. How can someone reach you? If you want to get in touch with you,
My office located at 5606 Secord Road,
okay?
Suite A, Toledo, Ohio. I'm right across the street from the Big Four dealership there. My office phone number is 419-472-9777, option 4. Once again, it's 419-472-977, option 4.
All right, before we go, Brian, listen, we talked a lot about the stigma attached to life insurance. You just hit me on, I got insurance on my phone, but I don't have insurance for myself. That doesn't
Which
make
one's
sense.
more valuable?
I think I'm more
Your wife
valuable.
can get you another phone.
She sure can.
She can't get another husband.
No, she can't.
She can't replace the income that you provide for your family.
No, she can't. This makes me feel good about myself. Absolutely. And lastly, you talked to us about a family mission statement. And,
I don't know where that came from, but
well,
I always looked at family as running as a dynamic of a business.
Yeah.
You know,
it is.
you have
It
your
is.
budget, your P&Ls,
It is.
you know, your losses, you estimate for risk, you know,
It is. It
you
is.
watch your expenditures, things of that nature. So if a business has a mission statement, how come a family? And how come we can't bring values back into the family? Because the business has values and what they stand by in principles.
All right. All right. And look, family, we're going to take a short break. This is my brother, Brian Hayward, Senior, insurance guru. You already heard where you can find him. One more time, the address.
5606 Seaport Road, Ohio.
This brother is for us.
Can I leave?
Oh, absolutely.
$1.8 trillion spent back. That would be equivalent to the 26th largest budget in the country.
Sure.
Three major things that we purchase: alcohol,
yeah,
clothing,
yes,
and Mercedes-Benz. They're the number one consumer of Mercedes-Benz.
I want to say I had no idea, but I already know all of it.
I'm saying that because I don't want to. I tell people I don't want to just sell you a house. I want to educate. I want our community house. Because if we can create social economic wealth within our own community, we won't have to go outside like a name of this.
Yes, sir.
If we can create that structure within our own, and life insurance does that. It creates an immediate estate for you. So when people say I don't have the money, I beg to differ. If there was no money in our community, the Chinese, the Arabs, the Jewish community, all those other communities,
they wouldn't be here.
Would not be coming
they
into our
wouldn't be
community.
here. All right. Listen, family, you heard it. You heard it from my brother Brian. And listen, brother, I want to thank you for coming by.
Thank you for having me.
And we need to also set up. We talked earlier about setting up a roundtable think tank conversation for those who have insurance and insurance products that maybe we can learn from each other, right?
Yes.
Level up on our skills. And look, this is the CSRN, our weekly podcast and review. We will be right back.
Pathway Incorporated Brothers United program believes that children are important. Every day we support and advocate for fathers because when children have involved fathers, the whole community thrives. The fathers that come into the Brothers United program are mostly young fathers who are primarily gang members or drug dealers or those involved in lots of trauma from the time when they were youth until now. The program has fatherhood classes which teach you about your role as a father, the importance of being a father, healthy relationships, how to co-parent and work better together with your co-parent, and then economic stability, how to get a job, how to keep a job. It is so important for fathers to learn to take care of their children holistically, not just emotionally, not just physically, but financially as well, because children need a holistic approach.
I really just needed help with really being a better father and looking for a job to be able to support my kids.
Some of the problems I was facing when I joined Brothers United was communication with my children. Had some time apart from each other for a while, so they gave me the tools to really get back in communication with them.
Fathers will come into our program with their heads down. 2 weeks later, their heads are up. 3 weeks later, they're laughing and talking. 4 weeks later, they're building a bond. And by the time we get to 8 weeks, they're saying, hey, we want to stay here. What can we do to stay connected?
It gave me a better perspective on how to look at things from other people's point of view. You know, sometimes us as men, we get caught up in being prideful and arrogant, thinking we don't need the help. We do. And we just have to put our pride, selfishness, and arrogance to the side. And when the help is there, take it.
Hope plays the most important role in everything that we do because we have to have hope. We have to remember that fathers are important, and we have to not only say it, but we have to live it, we have to breathe it, we have to do it, we have to convey it to everyone.
Let me get a BU Nation on 3, fellas. 1, 2, 3, BU Nation!
The dads give us hope. The dads supply for us on the days when it gets hard. On the days when we've seen more violence than we ever want to see. On the days when we've lost some dads to jail or to murder, they give us hope. And so the hope that lives can change, if you invest in them, if you believe in them, then lives can change.
Brothers United changed my life, let's say, because of where I come from, what I've been through. I learned to understand it is help out there. Don't be scared to ask for it. If you don't reach, you can't grab. That's it.
They made me more employable, more desirable by employers, which in turn helped me provide for my family and provide for my children and my grandchild. So it makes me a better man, a better father, and a better example.
It showed me like how to be better to my kids, so I went and got custody of my son. My son been with me for a couple months now. So this showed me how to be a better parent all around, just a better man, period.
Initially, I didn't know that it could change men's lives. I didn't know that fathers could change. But it's amazing to me when fathers come back a year later, 2 years later, and tell us thank you. Or they'll make a Facebook post and say, look at what I'm doing now. It's amazing to me about the level of work that we've been able to do and the lives that we've changed in just a short period of time. And the fathers who come back and say, thank you, I needed you, and you were there.
Shout out to Brothers United, man. Be you.
Screen up there. All right. Hey, listen, we are back. This is the CSRN, our weekly podcast or our weekend review. We talk about the things that we've done last week, the things that we we're working on right now, and I think right now we're working on not only the Hebrews to Negroes documentary, but also we're working on Kwanzaa too. And I put that artwork up for Kwanzaa coming up on the 26th of this month. Brother Diane Gordon, I did get the date right, 26th. Hey, listen, this is the documentary that we're going to be talking about, and we've got a special guest, my brother from the Hebrew Israelite community right here. Oh, you didn't know that we was united? Well, now you do. Brother, could you introduce yourself? What are some of the principles you stand on? Why you should come out to see this documentary, and also there's some other things that you want to share with us.
And my name is Robert Harris. I'm an insurance broker as well, and I'm a former owner of the former Greenleaf Cafe. Some of y'all might know me as Messiah, which is my Hebrew name. Also,
hey, what do you got on? Hey,
I just got on a black vest.
Okay, all right.
Trying to look as cool as my brother over here, but some might not be aware that today is December the 6th. A lot of us recognize that as one of our Independence Days because this is actually the date they ratified 13th Amendment when it became a federal crime to harbor a slave, because when they started releasing us as what we know as Juneteenth, not as slave owners, would not allow us to leave. So we recognize this as a Independence Day, so to speak. And
yes, sir.
That 13th Amendment says that now the only way that a person can be held as a slave is if they are convicted of a crime, which they're trying to get that rescinded as we speak, as a matter of fact.
All right.
So one thing that we do teach in our community, some of our principles, are that we honor our mother and our father, things you've heard before. And we teach not to steal. We love our brothers and ourselves. We believe that a woman was a gift to a man was a gift to a woman.
Mm-hmm.
We uplift and edify each other. Of course, we respect and honor our Creator. When you hear Hebrew Israelite, not everybody's heard the term Yahweh because of the Jewish influence. Some who practice the ancient language, they say Yahweh or Yahweh. And I just want to continue to share principles. We teach to know your history. The history in this country is that we sojourned over here a few thousand to over 10,000 years ago. And Hebrew was the actual language of this land. We had peace here. The so-called five civilized tribes you have heard of, Choctaw, Chickasaw, Cherokee, Creek, and Seminole, were all Hebrew-speaking Israelites that kept the commandments. And if you a book that's written in 1776, James Adair, The History of the American Indians. I encourage, no matter what your walk may be, to always know your history.
Go ahead, man.
A lot of us are not aware that there was a hatred. We actually, let me go here. We had peace in this land, the indigenous people. And in this land, we did not have, there was no such thing as a pale-faced Indian or Native American, so to speak. The closest thing we had to that was the Sioux and the Apache. The Sioux were Genghis Khan people who came over here to the Chinese Bering Strait. We were constantly at war with them. But our borders, we always had peace.
All right.
And to be honest with you, the Sioux and some of our indigenous tribes constantly raided slave plantations, things we're not taught in history. So William Penn's wife, the Quaker wives, went and spoke with President James Monroe and said, instead of us losing our husbands in these raids, why don't we send them out and give them their own land since we've taken their land?
Okay.
You can find this in the Library of Congress. And so some of them voluntarily went to the western coast of Africa, Liberia, known as Monrovia, in honor of James Monroe. Yes, sir. That's correct. So we also, the Iroquois, who were also Hebrew Israelites, they are the ones who wrote the Constitution. The Constitution is written, just like most other ancient languages, from right to left.
Okay.
And so we teach all these things. We also, we teach that, well, it's my understanding that if you don't know who self is, you run a higher risk of having hatred for self.
All right.
And the Jews don't allow each other to forget the Holocaust.
Oh, sir.
We should not forget the peace that we had before. And matter of fact, if you ever want to do your family research,
yes, sir.
You can I think Ancestry for a while had it free of charge, where you can go and start an ancestry test.
All right.
You can do that. You can also go to some libraries. I know the Underground Freedom Center in Cincinnati does it for free.
Okay.
Where you can find out. You can start doing a lineage search through public records. You can also actually Princeton, Harvard, Yale, the Mormon Church, the Catholics also have our records as well. But a lot of us do not care about that. We've become too materialistic.
Yes, sir.
And we have to get back to being a spiritual and a loving people.
That's beautiful, brother.
I would also like us to learn our history, though. And I'm sorry for getting a little bit off base. I get very passionate when I speak about our history.
I got you.
I love us as a people.
Yes, sir. Beautiful.
I will let you ask me any question you want to.
All right, man. This family, this is beautiful. And this is something that we don't see every day, of our brothers coming together not to talk about sports. We're not here to talk about entertainment. We're not here to talk about the latest gossip news. We're here to talk about knowledge itself. We're here to talk about going out and getting some books to read, all right, about yourself. We just heard Brian Hayward Sr. was on here talking about the conversation that we're not having at the table, at the dinner table, or any table. So what I wanted to ask you, I like to ask everybody's origin story. When did you find the love for searching for yourself and learning about yourself? How did that happen?
1996, I met one of your good brothers, Daniel, and my mentor, Nazariah. We're having a discussion about the Quran and the and what you may call the Bible. And I started becoming a little bit thirsty for knowledge at that point in time. Through the years of my growth and reading research, I'm a historian. I found out back in 2007 that I'm Choctaw.
Right.
Choctaw were Hebrew speaking Israelites. All of them. Now the ones you may see today are a little bit different.
All right.
Because there's money involved now.
I got you.
But
Say
I'm actually a vegetarian, borderline vegan. The Choctaw did not eat meat. And I just found this out within the last 18 months. It's funny how your bloodline has how powerful DNA and genetics play on you.
Now, you also talked about you were a, what do they call that, a restaurateur?
Yeah, I was the owner of the Greenleaf. It was a lot of, Jody's been there.
Yeah.
It was a sole vegan and vegetarian restaurant. And I have a passion for health as well.
Okay.
I'm anti-meat eating, but I don't go around preaching or judging. I just think we all should aspire to be at the apex of our health.
Okay. All right.
And read the labels before you eat anything, please. Get in that habit.
All right. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Really, a little more than a week from today, we're going to CSRN and said, hey, look, there's a lot of controversy about this documentary that's been out since 2018. I didn't hear about it until 2022.
Kyrie Irving.
Right.
Got a lot of light to it.
Right. And whenever our former slave masters and their children tell us, hey, you shouldn't be watching this, you shouldn't be talking to Robert, okay, you might want to reconsider. So we said, hey, look, it didn't look like anyone else was trying to show this except for in their homes. And it's a lot of people that's been on our feed that's saying, yeah, I saw it. I don't see nothing, hateful, spiteful. This is our history. How can our history be offensive? How can our history be hateful? And we're learning about ourselves. And you opened up talking about love for yourself, lifting up the woman, loving your family. Hey, that's what we're trying to do. All right. So, why do you think it's important that we come out and view this documentary for ourselves, other than being told to stay away from it?
December 17th, 1:30 p.m. at the mosque. I'll be there in solidarity with my brothers.
Yep, Muhammad 91.
We're here to debunk myths and educate. One thing I do want to add as well is that in the 1980 Jewish Chronicle, written by the chief rabbis at that time, they had one to come out once a year. The head rabbi himself said, I think we all should know, as we do know, that the black man is the original Jew. Those are God's chosen people, not us. I tried to buy the book after I read an insert a few years back. I can't find it now.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to help you out today. A few years ago, the Nation of Islam put together 3 volumes of the secret relationship between blacks and Jews. And what we did, we went through all of their books, of all of their scholars, and combined all of what they say about us. And what we did, we took out all the anti-Semitic material from their writing. And we only left the things that was pertinent to us regarding PR and what's been hidden from us. The second volume was how they capitalized on the business of slavery here in America. And the third volume, the first volume is about us. The second volume is how they manipulated the economics of slavery. There's a lot of insurance companies that are, when we talk about insurance, a lot of insurance companies and banks that are built on that. All right. And it still exists today, family. All right. They still exist today. The third volume of this series was the architect of the Union and why they needed to create unions, because after we were emancipated, we were all skilled. We were skilled. We were carpenters, iron workers, whatever. So there had to be something, and the gentleman that launched this, his name was Samuel Gompers. If you're in a union, you already know, you probably pledge allegiance to him, just as we do that. But they needed to find a way to dissuade us from working, so they came up with unions. So for my brothers and sisters that are here in Toledo, that's why you have minority contractors. That's why you have a black pipe fitter. That's why you have black electricians, because you weren't meant to be a part of that. They even had a slogan, never let a nigger fix a tool. Because once we pick up that tool, you already know what it is. Yes, sir. And lastly, so get these books, The Secret Relationship Between Black Jews, Volume 1, 2, and 3. We deserve to know the truth about ourselves. We deserve to know the truth about what was written about us. And family, hey, that's what time it is. Hey, listen, that's 1:30, Saturday, December 17th. Muhammad Smas 91, and I wanted to thank.
Share a couple of more things I want to share. I want to cover the history of Black Wall Street and that hatred that's been there for us since they started colonizing our country was against the indigenous people of this land. You were not allowed to call yourself Indian or Native, even though that was the original heritage of the inhabitants of this land. We would face death or imprisonment. And Andrew Jackson, the Trail of Tears, when they sent us out west, and some of us stayed here on reservations, but a lot of us ended up in Oklahoma, Choctaw, Chickasaw, Creek, Seminole, all of us, a hatred for them, because we wrote, when we had the Trail of Tears, ended up in Oklahoma, we rose up once again. Black Wall Street was all of those tribes that came together, all the nations came together. And you think about the brother who they hid behind the lie of the young man, he slipped and he touched the young lady. How within 10 hours did y'all get the military out here And
Man,
it's
come on.
way more than 300 lives that was
Yes,
lost.
sir.
It was over 3,600.
Yes, sir.
You had Army fighter tanks.
Yes, sir.
You had a militia.
Yes, sir.
You deputized everybody in that county. And
Yes,
the
sir.
news, it was in the newspaper within 8 hours. And it's not like it is today. They can get things out on the internet. This was a pre-planned event.
Yes, sir.
So I just want to make sure that I encourage everyone to educate themselves. If you ever want advice on a book that may be beneficial, but a lot of these things are going to be debunked. A lot of the history they speak about is in Hebrews and Negroes.
Yes, sir.
It'll be showing on Saturday, December 17th,
Right.
at 1:30 p.m.
And also for those who attend, please bring a notepad. Take notes of all the source material so that you can go out and get these books that this brother, I think his name is Robert or Richard Dalton, that put together this dynamite documentary. And family, this was done in 2008. All right. It's been on Amazon and other platforms since 2018. All right. No problem. And lastly, in defending this, because I've watched it, one thing that I haven't seen is any clip of anything that was offensive. Generally, when someone charges you with something, they bring receipts. All right? But I have yet to see any clip from this that denigrates Muslims, Christians, or people that practice Judaism. All right? You don't find that. But you have a lot of people talking without receipts. And the CSRN, we've always brought the receipts for everything. So come on out, family. See for yourself. You deserve to be able to judge intelligently for yourself. This is Black History Month in December. All right? All right? This is learning about yourself. So come on out. Hey, listen, before we go, brother, because I was going to say, I'm hoping to have Brother Robert open up for the documentary play. I think that will be groundbreaking for Toledo. Hey, it don't get no blacker than this. We've got CSRN and Black Lives Matter sponsoring Hebrews to Negroes at Muhammad's Mosque number 91, the Nation of Islam, for my Hebrew Israelite brother opening up. How can it get black? How can it get more us than that? I don't know. And we might even have Jody Summers, child of the system, spoken through on tap to do some 5 minutes of heat after it wraps up. So family, be there. We love you. This is love for ourselves, because as Brother Brian said, we want to have these conversations so that our communities can grow. We don't deserve to be asking anyone for anything that we can't do ourselves. Brian said that we spend nearly $2 trillion a year. That will make us maybe the 9th nation. We have a whole nation and a whole government spending. However, we spend it for those who don't love us, but we complain at the same time. And that's got to stop. All right, that's got to stop. And listen, we're going to take a short break. We're going to come back with Jody. We're going to wrap up with some shout outs and solutions, and then wrap up with 5 minutes of heat. All right. So this is CSRN, the Community Solidarity Response Network. We'll be right back.
Did you know addiction is a disease, not a moral dilemma? The opioid epidemic and substance use have a major impact on communities of color and many people's lives. Wasion Wellness Recovery Support Center offers culturally relevant inpatient and outpatient behavioral health treatment and recovery support services to any Ohioan struggling with addiction, mental health, or finding sober-safe housing. We must recognize that treatment is available and accessible to all. If you are in need of treatment or want to find out more information, you can call 1-888-728-2713 to talk to someone or schedule an appointment.
If you can ride a bike without falling, then you're good to go. Bike Rides Matter, it's a community bike group. We get together for fun, fitness, and fellowship. We ride weekly. Right now we got a Tuesday ride where we ride on the UT Trail. We do Saturday right here at Uptown Green. That's our glow roll Saturday night. It was something I was already doing with my daughter, just riding bikes, and we just decided it would be cool to add the community because we were just finding ways to make fun given the situation. Being that everything was closed down and options were limited, bike riding is one of those things you can do without any restrictions.
You get to make new friends and just like interact with people, especially during COVID. You still like have your mask on and stuff, but it's still good to like see people.
It's a cool way to stay fit. We talk while we riding, we got music while we riding. I've met quite a few new friends and new people. I made some real cool connections throughout the city. Take advantage of the time you have. Take advantage of this pandemic. I know it's a lot of restrictions, but you can be creative and find new ways to have fun, one of which is this right here.
Don't look like we're back.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, okay. All right. Hey, this is CSRN, our podcast week in review. Hey, listen, Jody, it is at 7. It's like the good people at Mott Branch Library, where we live stream this from Mott Content, all right? And big thanks to Sister Celeste and her staff that lay out the red carpet here at Mott Branch. They do a phenomenal job of allowing us to come in this room. You see all the placards in the back. They allow us to put placards up. They allow us to put everything up. And so today, the staff, they were having a meeting in here, and they saw me coming and like, you wrapping up with Washington? I'm like, okay. I didn't like, oh, y'all don't have to. I'm like, okay. So
they got the good room.
Right. And also, they know that one of our principles was creativity, Kuumba, and we also practice that, and that's to do as much as we can in the way we can in order to leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than we inherited it. So that means that when we leave here, Jody, you already know, either I'm sweeping or you got the dustpan, but whatever, it's going to look better than it did when we got here. And listen, we're going to keep it moving. Well, there's some things that you were involved in last week, because I think that I was putting together Kwanzaa with the Mother Diane Gordon and worked with Brother Robert on the Hebrews to Negroes. Well, there's some things that we were involved in or wanted to share before we get to 5 minutes of heat.
Yeah, there was quite a few events going around the city, a lot of music events. One of the things that I always try to do, again, in keeping up with the open mic world and pop-up world, and the elected official world, the cookie world, and all the stuff is try and show up. Not always as a feature. I know after nearly 8 years myself, a lot of people get to that point and they're like, I'm not showing up somewhere. I'm getting paid, but they're making me the feature, and then you've kind of lost the purpose of art. I wouldn't be anywhere I am now if I did not constantly volunteer my services. Like people now, they come up, I got a message about somebody wanting to give me a table, and the crazy thing is I have to look at my schedule now, because it's like every weekend it's something to make an impact every single week, because that's what I wanted to do. I'm almost there. I gave myself 10 years, and we're almost at 8.
Okay.
To just do something different. It's become a lot of different. Even right now, I have another week and a half, because on the 15th, I finally get my left eye back. It's weird when I tell people, like, yeah, I'm legally blind, but I wear contact glasses. They're like, oh, that's special. I'm like, no. Right now, my left contact grip. So luckily, I haven't had no headaches or anything, but on one eye, it's like normal people. On the other eye, if people of those watch Minecraft, it's low poly. You just look like some colors and so working it out, it's been interesting, but it's life. That's things you do to keep it going. So shout out to Steve North at Lifeline. It was a great community dinner. As always, they do that once a month. They've been doing that for 15 years there in Toledo. Shout out to some upcoming events. Janetta Carter. Station.
She's doing that. She everywhere, man.
Yep, she's doing the 11th annual Christmas Business Expo this Saturday. It's the 10th. So shout out to her for doing that. We have Duncan for Donations coming up on, what was that? That's the weekend. I want to say it's the 16th. I know I put it on our page. So shout out. We'll be able to go to, it's actually on our page right now. Right before the show, I shared it. And again, if you have something that's going on in the community and you want to put up a commercial, you got something to Brother Washington, if you got something like that's coming up, and I hate sharing stuff like the day before, but sometimes it happens. I spend about 20 minutes on social media. Looks like way more, but I got other stuff to do. So if you tag me in it, I'll let people know, like our wonderful librarian here who had her book signing last Sunday at, it's the one on Glendale. So she had her book signing there, and she told me it did very well as her being an inaugural author. We got Kwanzaa coming up on the 26th. So I'm always doing something. Yes, Duncan for Donations. This is 2014. It's on our page.
What? See, that's why, family. That's why I tried. Look, family. I tried to show him up to show him that I can do the social media thing too. And what did I do? It's a whack flyer too from 2014.
No, it's not a whack flyer. It's awesome because
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Brother Dave, Tracy Haynes, Charlie Hampton, Nook, a whole bunch of other people that's been involved over the years have continued this going. Where we go to a high school and there's a charity basketball game where you get to donate toys or clothing or something to help, and they take this and they go through the inner city. I guess for a better lack of term of words.
Yeah. And I meant that I'm a whack social media. The flyer is still hot for today.
Yes, it is, because it shows, hey, you go back and look at our flyers from 2014 and they look the same now.
But we ain't having that conversation.
I'll get you the correct date here. The date is coming up. Duncan for Donations. This year is going to be at Rogers, December 18th. Doors open at 4. Event starts at 5. I'll be there as best as possible. Shout out to my job and stuff. We are still looking for dishwashers and some other people so I can get some more free time. But that's going on. Again, the 26th, we got Kwanzaa going on. After the beginning of the year, I'm doing some stuff with B, which is going to be at the Cotton Bowl, January 22nd, to benefit for suicide prevention and domestic violence. So I always got something on my plate. I'm trying to use Grills as a way. And
yeah, I see you using that now.
Black Santa Claus is coming.
All right.
So a way for me to do is I've done with our boards, like we did the Black Lives Matter boxes and some other stuff. It's my give back. I'm on my 10th book now. I have like 6, 7 films under my belt. And at that point, I want to get back. I've done it through giving in the boxes. Now this is completely mine. 50 boxes that I put art and crystals and books and all kinds of stuff. And then next week I go through the community. So if you have a business card, a sticker, a button, the boxes I have are 8.5 inches by 11 inches, 2 inches deep. I filled them with the inch stuff. So anything under an inch is going in the box. So they'll be giving out to people, some that I know, a lot that I don't. People that poured into the 10th volume of Childhood Trauma Series, and hey, it's life.
All right. Thank you. All right. If you can go to the chat, I think we had a couple of people in the chat.
Yeah.
And while you're doing that, I wanted to show some of your books.
Shameless plug.
Some of the books that you can go to Amazon and check. Jody's books. They purchase these books.
And that second one, that's a friend of mine, Konami.
Right here?
One back. Well, maybe I didn't.
Okay, all right.
We'll get it underneath about how to eat vegan and healthy and everything. That's a friend of mine. I got his book a little while ago. I plan on I just got Amber's book. Go check her out. Amber Williams and Amber Johnson. She did the Twin book. And yeah, a lot of people, a childhood friend of mine, Brittany Griswold, she wrote a journal. Our good friend who's in the chat, hopefully you're still in the chat, Anika, she just came out with a whole collection of journals for notaries and children and stuff like that.
What do you think?
Edgar Emery, who does the studio, but he, man, what did he get the studio? He does video recording and stuff like that. So shout out to him. Shout out to Douglas, the guy behind my awesome staffs and everything like that. Mr. Santa Claus himself, unless you're officer and is corrupt and everything, he's anti-Semitic.
All right. Hey, listen, before we get to 5 minutes to heat, I wanted to just do a shout out to our sister O'Shea Jones. We still got our signs up, stand with O'Shea and hands off O'Shea. She got some more court dates coming up because they're going to take this to trial. So during this time, City of Toledo, do our sister right. Drop those charges. Also, big shout out to Judy Troutman, who is the outgoing executive director of the Multi-Faith Council. I'm on their board. So we got some new leadership coming on. You might see a picture of me tomorrow from City Council, us getting that acknowledgement. There's also a brother, retired police officer. His name is Ronald Wilcox. I met his brother maybe 20 years ago. My children were going to school with his children, and that brother is retiring. Class act, that brother is. For Kwanzaa, we're going to have Intune Fitness. Brother Shaheem Hampton from Bomay Bracelet. Find that name, Jody. Umaye.
Yeah, I actually had one of his bracelets.
Bomay. I just said it all.
I actually had one of his bracelets for like 3 years and then it disappeared somewhere. You can see it in my old photos.
Look, this brother sells some quality bracelets. So Umaye bracelets, Natural Vibe by Sister Ashay Turner. Ash Turner. I said Ashay. See, I'm doing it backwards. Ash Turner. And also Sister Muhammad's Bean Pies. The Bean Pies have not been in Toledo ever since the pandemic hit.
I've missed them.
And I think that sister's going to start rolling them out again. So join us December 26th, Frederick Douglass. We're going to have the value speaker of that day talking about unity. It's our brother Brian Hayward Sr. And creative expression, we're looking to have our brother Billy Summers. True.
Okay, that's
right. Child of the system. So join us, family. If you like what we do, follow us on YouTube. All right, we're trying to get up to 100 subscribers.
Yep, then we can start to see, we can make posts.
Okay, all right. I don't know where we are, but we need more. Come on, y'all. If you like what we're doing, subscribe, like, share, comment, and if you want to support what we do, follow us on Instagram, like us on Facebook, listen to us on Spotify, check us out on YouTube, and link up with us on Twitter. And if you want to support us, that's hashtag or Cash App hashtag CSRN 419. Get them all out the way. If you want to support us on PayPal, that's CSRN 419 on PayPal. We're trying to get it in, trying to keep this going. And look, Jody, I think that I've shared everything that we had on the list to share.
I got 2 more things to shout out. Shout out to the Junction Coalition, Junction Community Neighborhood Association. It's one of them. Junction. They just did a housing seminar thing at the Frederick Douglass Center.
Alicia Smith?
Alicia Smith and Gutter Dave and Kenyatta. Social media. But shout out to them because they just hosted something. They also had a free movie theater.
I saw that on the page.
They did The Woman King.
All right.
Something for the kids to see, something to take your mind off of things.
Okay.
I have my own feelings about the movie, but you know, it's like,
come on.
And if you would like to see me perform before the 26th at Kwanzaa, then come to Toll House. Toll House is in Lucille.
That's Will Lucas, right?
Yeah, Will Lucas, a whole bunch of good connected community members in Toledo. Toll House is a private club, but they also have events. So Lucille's is a jazz club inside of Toll House. I'll be there the 14th. One of my friends, Shelby Faulkner, who goes by Poetess. I saw that she was one of the features, and hosted by Rhonda Sitwell. from the community museum and a whole bunch of other stuff in the community. So
Hey, we messing up some names today, family.
yeah, we're gonna mess up some names. But that's okay because you can come on the show, talk, send us some links and stuff like that, and then you get hear directly from the horse's mouth. So next week, 14th, Wednesday, doors open at 6. You can get tickets at the door, but again, seating is limited. It's first come, first served. They have food, they have full open bar, all that good stuff. And if you want to hear me live in person, plus some of the greatest artists in Toledo poetry, come and show your love.
All right.
Tickets are $15. So look for their link, go to their website or Facebook.
All right.
Now, for 5 minutes of heat, two choices.
Okay, let's get it.
We can do Trust Us or People.
I like that sound, Trust Us.
Trust Us. Now, funny thing about this, the first time it was actually read in person, we were raising, which we'll be doing this year again, the RGB flag or the Pan-African flag at One Government Center, which we have continued to do since 2019.
About that time again.
It's about that time again. Got to talk to the commissioners and stuff like that. We just,
I'm pulling up this year. All right, I'm just pulling up. All right.
So make sure you're there. That is happening. You can manifest that right now. It's happened for the last years. I don't see no reason why it shouldn't now.
Oh, that's the flag that we're going to put up right there.
Yeah, that's the flag right over there. You'll see it in the background shots and the shots that go up on the page. But 1st of February, Black History Month, we raise the flag in honor of, I guess you could say, us having something to look up to.
Okay.
That is the purpose of the flag. It was quoted, people without a flag or people with no direction. I know I'm paraphrasing and all that stuff. The shout out to Marcus Garvey. We actually had one of his family members pull up on us, descendant.
Yes, sir.
When we were doing a protest. Right. Long intro. Here is this piece. And again, thank you for sticking with us all these years. It is, you could be anywhere else in the world. Close to come here, an hour and a half, or later on and listen.
Right.
So, anyway.
We good.
Let's begin. Please trust us. When you are too sick to fight, too scared to run, and misinformed to the point where you don't trust anyone, they will come for you. They will come for your ability to travel. They will come for your ability to feed your family. They will come for your ability to shelter your family. They will come for your ability to educate your family. They will come for your ability to provide for your family. When you are too sick to fight, too scared to run, and misinformed to the point where you don't trust anyone, we will incentivize you. We will use your religious beliefs against you. We will offer you freedom. We will confuse you with choice. We will give you everything that delays you from independent thought. When you are too sick to fight, too scared to run, and misinformed to the point where you don't trust anyone, will do anything, yes, anything we tell you to. You will march, protest, and divide yourselves amongst your strength. You will fight over everything we tell you to. You will do the ostracizing and identifying for us. You will obey. You will not question. When you are too sick to fight, too scared to run, and misinformed to the point where you don't trust anyone, give us everything we ask for. Give us your identity to sell to our designer products. Give us more time than you have to spend with your family or yourself. Give us your fear, hate, love, dreams, and we will create a lifestyle that you will never want to leave. Give us your pain, sorrow, anguish, loneliness, and nightmare-filled tears so we can create a world where you're the victim in every scenario. Give us your hope. When you are too sick to fight, too scared to run, and misinformed to the point where you don't trust anyone, trust us. And we will give you everything we feel you deserve. They will come. And as long as you trust us, giving us everything we ask for, we'll offer you anything you want in peace.
And as always, we snap our fingers, all right? Thank you, Brother Jody. Thank you so much. Hey, listen, brother, we're coming to the end of this podcast. It's been awesome. We've had our brother Robert Harris. I got to get his Hebrew name right, all right? Okay, you know we got to do that right. And we had our brother Brian Hayward Sr. on to talk about insurance. Both of those brothers are involved in insurance. So play this back, get the names, and check them out. Hey, look, it's time for our solidarity pledge. And this is what we do after every podcast if we can. And this is our contract with us. This was first heard on October 16th, 1995 at the Million Man March. We took it, flipped it, all right, made it our own. So I'm going to ask everybody, even in the studio, can they say it in the studio?
Yeah, they can say it in the studio.
Right. And since this is kind of a soundproof room, we don't have to.
Yeah.
Well, but we can, all right? Say I, your name,
Jody,
pledge to strive
to
love my brothers and my sisters as I love myself. I, your name,
Jay Summers,
pledge to strive to study, to improve myself spiritually, mentally, morally, and physically, for the benefit of myself, my family, and my people. I, your name,
child of the system,
pledge to strive to be a part of the solution, the process, and not the problem. I, your name,
spoken truth,
pledge to strive to give all that I can spare of my time, my strength, and energy to achieve the above said. Hey, there it is. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. This is the CSRN Community Solidarity Response Network. And as always, Jody, all lives can't matter until Black lives matter. And Black lives can't matter until
all Black lives matter.
Justice or else.
Hey.
Peace.